sort of there's an illusion in life that we've given the name time. The reason I call it an illusion is because technically time itself does not exist. Time, to me, is just simply the memory of change. If there is no consciousness, no memory of change having happened, then is it possible that time has passed? If a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? If there's nobody there to hear it? If change happens in life and there's nobody there to see or experience the change, does time pass? Does change happen? The reason I bring this up is because there's a quote by Benjamin Franklin that says, "By failing to plan, you are planning to fail." And as with anything in life, balance is required, so you can't be super perfectionist like I kind of am, where you just plan and plan and plan and plan and write things down and take notes and study and research and just get ready to be ready. There's another quote by Mel Robbins, which is just simply 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is kind of the opposite of Benjamin Franklin's quote of planning, because the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is just counting down the time until you just take the action. But like I said, balance is required in life. The yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine, the light and the dark, the good and the bad. There is no one without the other. But simultaneously, there is no separation between anything at all. Everything is just one thing experiencing itself from multiple perspectives, which is why life itself is an illusion. It's literally just a figment of our imaginations. If you had no memory, no recollection of life having happened, life wouldn't have happened. There's no memory, no observer. There's also motivation and inspiration, which are both two great things to have or to experience. But the only downside to motivation and inspiration, or the only flaw that these two things have, I guess it's kind of 2 in 1, is that it's temporary and it's not always available. There's not always someone to inspire you. There's not always something to be motivated by, unless you create your own motivation or you create your own inspiration from within. But for the most part, motivation and inspiration are external factors that you find in the world without or outside of yourself. And the counterparts, or the complements, or whatever the other piece of that pie is, discipline and willpower. And those two come only from within. You cannot find discipline outside of yourself, and you cannot find willpower outside of yourself, other than seeing other living examples of people with these qualities. So, yeah, balance. You have to make a plan. You have to do the plan. You can't just plan for things and never take action. And you can never just take constant action but never plan, because you'll just go crazy. Either way, you'll go crazy without the other. And if you're only ever looking for motivation and inspiration outside of yourself, when it's not there, you'll fail. So discipline and willpower come from within, and those are permanent. by choice. You choose to keep those qualities. Every second of every day, there's a choice. Doesn't matter what the choice is, but there's a choice. You have to find strength within yourself. You have to plan your life for yourself. Luckily, you don't have to do it by yourself, because there are millions and millions and millions of people who are in the exact same spot you are, or same spot I'm in, literally, where all they're doing is their best. Like everybody in life, no matter what it is that they're doing, no matter what it is your opinion is of them, everybody at any given moment in time is doing nothing other than their very best. Even if it was something as bad as rape, for example, just going straight to the extreme. If somebody makes the decision to do something like that, at the point in time that they are making that decision, that is the best they can do. It's 50-50. One half is man-made, masculine, dominating, just left brain, sort of. So you just have to choose what it is that you're planning for, what it is that your goals are going to be, what it is you're going to take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds to make the decision to do, not by motivation and not by inspiration, but by self-discipline and internal willpower. Time doesn't care if you fail to plan. It'll move on without you, and you'll wake up tomorrow feeling worse than you did the day before because you failed to plan. Or you could just never plan. Make the decision to just wake up every day and just start doing things, which technically is not bad or wrong, but from my perspective and my goals in life, if I fail to plan, I know for a fact I'm planning to fail. So, you have to plan things in life for yourself. I mean, don't be completely selfish and not intend to help others along the way. Vishen Lakiani of Mind Valley, something I heard from him once, maybe a year ago, is basically the 3 purposes of life is 1, you learn. Everybody learns non-stop. Even if somebody is dumber than you can learn something from them. Even sitting outside in nature, not talking to anybody, you can learn stuff from nature. Like staring at a leaf, there's something to be learned. So step 1 is learn. Step 2 is to experience what it is you've learned. So if you learn that, I don't know, let's just say meditation helps to clear the mind. If you learn that and you never meditate, you will never have the experience. So technically you just have information, but you have no experience or wisdom. And then step 3 would be to contribute, which is what I'm doing right now. You learn and you experience what it is that you learned, and then you contribute what it is that you've learned through your experience. So that's my plan. From the moment we're born, we are taught what to think, but we are never taught how to think. And there's a purpose for that. The purpose is that the people in charge of this world, the Illuminati or the whatever-ati that you want to call them, the gazillionaires in charge that make the rules for this world we're living in, they planned. They planned and planned and planned, and now they're executing their plans. They're counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every single day, implementing various parts of their plan. And the purpose is because they don't want us to know who it is we are, what it is we are, and what it is we're capable of. There's so much more to this life than I'm sure 80% of people believe. I say 80 just because the ratio by someone I forget the name of is just 80-20. Most things in life are 80-20. So it sounds rude in a way, but I'd assume that about 80% of the people in the world have no real clue about 80% of the things that there is to know about. And then 20% of the people do know the 20% of things that are worth knowing about. They don't teach us how to think because they don't want us to be able to think for ourselves. They make the plans for us. And then we just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 ourselves awake in the morning and then follow somebody else's plan. There's so many people that are considered conspiracy theorists. But as far as I'm concerned, these are the people that have done their own research, because being completely honest, this world we're living in, it's 50-50. One half is man-made, masculine, dominating, just left brain, sort of. One half is controlled by man, the dominating, masculine, left-brained forces that run the world, that build buildings with straight lines, put rubber on your shoes, and tell you that drinking cow milk and eating animal flesh is the right thing to do. And then there's the other side of things, where technically, if nothing man-made was ever built, we would be born naked, we would not have shoes, we would not be drinking milk from a cow, or a camel or a cat, or a dog or a giraffe. There's no real difference, a mouse or a rat. And we'd live. We wouldn't be forced into things. We wouldn't be forced into beliefs, into a classroom with assigned seats and assigned lessons to go over. They never teach us about ourselves, who we are, what we're capable of, what the world actually is that we're living in, our connection to it all. You have to plan for yourself, or else somebody will make plans for you. You have to take action on your plans, or else all of your planning is meaningless, because none of it will ever happen. And I'm saying this to myself more than anyone, because I suck at taking action. For over 2 years now, maybe 3. I graduated high school almost 4 years ago. I started doing all this research, and 80% of the time, I do nothing with it. Like, yeah, I think about it all the time, and it's kind of the life that I live, but I don't share it with people enough. I don't do step 3, the contribution. I learn, and maybe I experience, but hardly ever do I contribute. So, I should probably just stop rambling now. Plan my next video so I don't do the same thing again. But yeah, Benjamin Franklin. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And Mel Robbins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just do it. Nike. Don't let other people make your plans for you. The world was designed to build an army of sheeple. Just a mass population of zombies. Brainwashed and programmed from the moment we were born into believing that this is life. Time will go on regardless of what is planned for us. And the 1% does not have power over the 99%. It's like in the movie Ants.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this brain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
Well, how about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
And that's the exact same thing as us in the real world. Hollywood loves to show the truth in movies as if it's just exactly that, just a movie. It's just a show. It's just a ha-ha funny, look at this and walk away and forget all about it. But they're telling us the truth. It's sort of a way of getting out of karma. If you tell someone you're going to punch them in the face and they're okay with it, and then you punch them in the face, is that bad? Is there karma associated with that? I mean, I told you I was going to punch you in the face. I let you know. You let it happen. And that's what Hollywood does. We showed you the movie Geostorm. We told you that we had the power to control the weather, but you just assumed it was a movie. Ha ha, crazy, walk away. So yeah, make your own plans. Sit down and visualize the life that you would love to live. Write it down. Plan it out. Take steps right now, because right now is the only time that exists. Me, at the beginning of this video, does not exist anymore. That version of me has no relation to this version of me, other than the memory that I have. I comprehend that time has passed only because I have the memory of the thought, or the memory of the change that has occurred. So if you don't plan for yourself in your own life, someone else has already made plans for you. And that's the world we're all living in today. So it's what we need to do. We need to make a plan, and we need to do the plan. But we need to work together, because we are all one. There is no separation between anything. And that's just the way it is.